Batman Beyond number 11, Dan Jurgens writing and Bernard Chang on art. Up until last month, I had been reading this as well. And last month, I spoke about how I was kind of getting to the point where I was like, yeah, I don't think I need to read this, at least not sort of, issue to issue. And apparently when I went to read my books this week and I like almost got it, I was like, do I actually want to read it? I'm not sure if I do. And once you're actually starting to feel that way, it's like, well, you probably don't then if you're thinking that way. So we'll find out if Matt's sticking with it beyond this issue, because I have a sneaking suspicion he's not.
No. So this just basically continues the Damian storyline, him and Terry. And he keeps calling him the usurper. He gets mad, or the pretender, not the usurper. It's completely different. But
that's Game of Thrones, Matt.
That's Game of Thrones. But that's basically the same thing here, But so Damian loses it because he thinks that Terry and the AI in the suit killed Goliath. And so Bruce goes over there and checks him out, just, because he's taking all this in. He's like, well, I can't have these two keep fighting. How can I stop it? Because now that Damian's been personally slighted, he's not going to stop until Terry's dead. And conversely, the AI suit, now it's in full gear, is not going to stop until Damian is dead because he's a constant threat. So it looks like it's a Kobayashi Maru type of no-win scenario. But Bruce ain't got time for that. So he kind of lets the boys fight it out, and he's going to, hopefully they can stalemate at the moment, and he's just going to stop the bombs that Damian was going to launch as part of the League of Assassins. But Ubu's son decides that, no, he's not going to let the League of Assassins be defeated by Batman one more time, and he decides that he's going to launch him. And you kind of find out that Ubu had to... They looked at him like he was dishonored because the amount of times that Batman's defeated him. And so Ubu kills himself in like an honor killing. And so his son is always...
He commits seppuku?
Yeah. Because he had failed so many times. And his son, who I can't remember his name, but it's along those lines. It's Koru. Says, my father died a defeated man because of you. And, so he's held this against Bruce his entire life, and he's just going to do this anyway, and that he's not going to let Batman interfere ever again. And it's kind of that moment that Damian and Terry snap out of it, of fighting each other, and they turn on Koru to take him out. And Max and Matt they've finally sunk into where they are. In this future, Brother Eye has taken over. So it's kind of like, well, why would you Wayne Tech still be keeping satellites?
Is this still from the when they did the Future's End stuff in New 52?
Yeah.
Is this still that continuity?
Yeah, because they talked about in the first arc how Terry was gone for a while as Batman.
Because obviously that spun out of that Future's End stuff originally.
Yep. And so after they take out Koru, they go back to fighting. Well, the AI suit goes to fight Damian, and Terry's able to finally fight it off, and he pulls off the cowl. And Bruce is just kind of like, well, no, you can't do that. Like, you can't put that suit back on because you've overcome it. But Damian tells Bruce, he's like, well, he's strong enough. He's just like me. I overcame it. He did. So you need to let him do what he needs to do. And it turns out Goliath's not dead. He just...
Oh, that's nice.
I feel like Jurgens, though, was just like, I can't kill the cool dragon bat. Like...
Yeah, that was a bit cruel.
That's a bit too far, but he was just, taken out. But the missiles do end up getting launched because Koru's not exactly gone because they didn't let Terry's suit finish the job. And so Terry has to fly up there in this new suit and disable all of the missiles. And he's successful, and he ends up falling back to Earth. But as he's falling, Damian gets launched from the Batmobile with a jetpack, it seems, or a parachute. I'm not quite sure because the art's a little... And catches him mid-flight. So now they're one big happy family. And Damian's going to use the League of Assassins for good. But I guess he's going to need a name change because I don't think how you can be Alien assassins and fight on the side of the Angels there.
Assassinate the bad guys.
I guess, but that's kind of Red Hood's thing, and that's not okay by Bruce.
Yeah, League of the
Protectors.
Yeah.
protecting ninjas.
Yep.
Nah, and you lost.
But I just they make a big deal at the end that Terry is like Bruce's son because he says it's okay, to let your sons. It's okay to be a dad, Bruce. And Bruce's like, yeah, it's even better when I have two sons, Terry. And it's like, well, dude, you got like 6 kids. I don't know why this is such a big deal. You had Dick and you had Tim and Damien and Jason, and now you have Terry. So I don't know. It's very underwhelming. It's not a bad read, but it's just like I don't know. There's other things I can be reading and coming up.
Yeah, it's not a bad book. Like, I was enjoying it to a point well enough for long enough. It was just it got to the point where I was like, it was getting lower in the priority every time it was coming out, and I was just kind of looking at it going, it was starting to feel like a chore to have to add it on to the rest of the books. I didn't feel like it was important. I could see it reading quite well though in trade and stuff later. Like, maybe I'll go back and read a chunk of it.
Well, that's it. Like I'm very intrigued still by the Joker stuff that got set up at the end of the first arc. And I want to see where Terry goes now, because now we know that this new suit's a no-go. Like, yeah, he can overcome it, but I don't think that they're going to keep going forward with the whole AI and him having to keep it in check. So it's like, well, is it just going to be more Batman Beyond adventures? Because if that's the case, cool. But again, I don't need to read it month to month. I'll get it in trade, like Pete was saying. But yeah, that's my run on 11 issues of Batman Beyond. I hope for the best, and the first arc was pretty fun.